Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I'm coming to you live from Parsons Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of today's high school varsity baseball contest as part of the preliminary round of the 2024 MIAA Division I State Tournament. Today's contest pits the visiting Bengals of 33rd seeded Diman RVT against the hosting 32nd seeded Brookline High Warriors. If my audio is sounding a little funny, let me know. Sometimes my headset plays some tricks on me, makes it sound a little more off than it is. But, I want to have things as good as they can be because today is an important day. It's Brookline's first postseason contest in 3 years. The last time they were in playoff contention was back in 2021, back in a year where everybody made the state tournament due to funkiness after COVID. But this year, Brookline qualified proper with their first winning season since 2019. They finished with a record of 11-9, which had them 32nd in the power rankings. Diman RVT, Diman finished with a record of 15-2, but due to a weaker strength of schedule, they were not in the top 32, but they were the highest ranked team outside of the top 32 that finished with a 500 or better record, thus giving them the 33rd seed in the tournament. The winner of this game will move on to the round of 32 where they will face number 1 seed BC High. That'll be tomorrow night, so we'll see how that one plays out. But for now, we got this one to play out. I'm going to run the intro video and then give us our starting lineups from Parsons Field. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, and you are watching Brookline High Playoff Baseball. Diving catch is made by Harrison Siegel. And Engelman lifts one high and deep to left. Levine going back. It's over the wall! This pitch hard hit right at Sawana. Double play. They did it! Brookline wins! We are going to the playoffs! Okay, we're not actually getting started right away. Got to do a little bit of pregame stuff. This is the playoffs, so a little bit of extra ceremony to it as we will be getting our national anthem. And then we'll have the start of the top of the first inning. All right. I don't know if you guys were able to hear that. It's a little quieter, so it might not have come through my headset, but that was the national anthem as we get ready to start this ball game. And we're starting a little earlier than expected. It's a few minutes ahead of 2 o'clock, but we do have Brookline's starting pitcher out on the mound, so let's take a look at the pitching stats for Brookline's starting pitcher today, number 11, Nico Hart. Hart, during the regular season, he made 7 pitching appearances, 6 of them starts, had a 2-1 win-loss record on the mound, had a team-leading 34 innings pitched and a team-leading 35 strikeouts, averaging just over a strikeout per inning with an ERA of 2.47 and a WHIP of 1.41. He'll be going up against the starting offensive lineup for the Diman Bengals. Leading off for Diman today, the catcher, number 1, Byron Bell, batting second. The shortstop, number 11, Samuel Perry, batting third. The second baseman, number 3, Matthew Almeida, batting cleanup. The first baseman, number 22, Cole Andrade, batting fifth. The center fielder, number 9, Jacob Almeida, batting sixth. The third baseman, number 4, Robert Leach, batting seventh. The left fielder, number 16, Levi Russell, batting eighth. The designated hitter, number 2, Mason Valois, and batting ninth, the right fielder, number 7, Charlie Vernon. Starting on the mound, but not in the batting order for Diman today, number 8, Tanyan Reese. So that is the starting lineup for the 33rd seeded Diman RVT Bengals. If there are any Diman fans tuning in, please let me know if I am pronouncing any names wrong, or even if I'm getting the name of the school wrong. I was saying it Diman until I heard the PA announcer say Diman. So, we'll see. First pitch of the playoffs, and it's fouled off for strike 1. Leading off for the Bengals, the catcher, number 1, Byron Bell. That one comes high and inside, ball 1. This one's chopped, staying in the infield, awkward spot, and Hart picks it up and applies the tag for out number 1. So Hart takes care of business to get the first out, despite kind of an awkwardly placed grounder by Bell. Now batting with 1 out, the shortstop, number 11, Samuel Perry. As that first one missed for ball 1. This one's a chopper over to first, picked up by Adam Rosenblatt. Takes it himself for out number 2. Two straight infield groundouts. Both of them handled unassisted. Now batting the second baseman, number 3, Matthew Almeida. That pitch comes in low around the feet for ball 1. This pitch, a high bouncer, foul up the first base side for strike 1. This one's a hard bouncer, fielded by Rosenblatt again, and he'll take it himself again. 3 up and 3 down as Nico Hart takes care of the first inning in short order. So 3 ground outs, all of them handled without a single throw. As Hart applied the tag on the first ground out, and then Adam Rosenblatt, the first baseman, took each of the next 2. Now we move to the bottom of the first inning. As we see the Diman starter, Tanyan Reese, on the hill for the Bengals. Starting lineup for Brookline today, leading off for the Warriors, the second baseman, number 5, Keenan Sawada. Batting second, the center fielder, number 14, Harrison Siegel. Batting third, the shortstop, number 9, Elias Brendel. Batting cleanup, the designated hitter, number 22, Charlie Engelman. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 17, Avery Melton. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 21, Hugh Bollinger. Batting seventh, the first baseman, number 16, Adam Rosenblatt. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 13, Felix Hamm. And batting ninth, the right fielder, number 15, Owen Hoffman. And as we saw, starting on the mound, not in the batting order today, number 11, Nico Hart. That's the starting lineup for Brookline. Like I said before, folks, if anything seems off from a technical standpoint, I encourage you to let me know either in the live chat or by sending me an email. You know, sometimes my headset plays tricks on me, makes me think that the audio is coming in a way that's more like off than it actually is. You know, sometimes that's just my headset acting up. But sometimes there actually is something wrong, so helps me to know. Leading off here in the bottom of the first for Brookline, the second baseman, number 5, Keenan Sawada. You can see Sawada's regular season stats at the bottom of the screen. He finished the season with a batting average of .254, on-base percentage .436, slugging percentage .305, tied for the team lead in walks with 16, had 6 steals, 13 runs scored, and 4 RBI as he takes the first pitch for strike 1. And that one in there for strike 2. Tanyan Reese wasting no time finding the strike zone early. That one high and away, ball 1. And that one is fouled off, and Sawada stays alive at 1-2. That one skips in the turf for ball 2. That's right, I said skips in the turf rather than the dirt. We are playing at a turf field out here at Parsons. Oh, that hit him. Ooh, Sawada gets plunked in the back. Hit around his shoulder. But it looks like he's just going to shake it off and take that free pass to first. So a leadoff runner aboard for the Warriors, now batting the center fielder, number 14, Harrison Siegel. Siegel finished the regular season with a slash line of .344, .481, .410. Finished with a team-leading 21 hits, a team-leading 10 hit-by pitches, a team-leading 12 stolen bases, tied for the team lead in runs scored with 14 and 10 RBI. First pitch sails over the catcher's head, and Sawada will take second on the wild pitch. Just over one batter into the game, and already a runner at scoring position for the Warriors as we have a meeting at the mound for the Bengals. Our live chat already quite lively to start this one. From Jeffrey Melton, it's a beautiful day for playoff baseball. Let's go Warriors. Couldn't agree more. Nice and sunny out with just a smidge of a breeze to keep us all from cooking out here. From Cheryl Bollinger, Bollinger's here, go Warriors. And from Mary Walker, go Brookline Warriors from Grandma in Groton, New York. 1-0 the count to Siegel. That one outside, ball 2. And Siegel golfs this one out to shallow right. Right fielder chasing it, drops! And it drops foul. It's a rather large outfield out here at Parsons. This was originally, this is a college field for the Northeastern University baseball team. As a result, quite a bit bigger than most high school fields. And so outfielders have a lot more space to cover. So if you don't get a good jump on a ball like that, you're not going to catch up to it. Oh my God, did that hit him? Harrison Siegel gets plunked as well. His first hit-by pitch of the postseason after having a team-leading 10 hit-by pitches in the regular season. Back-to-back hit-by pitches put 2 runners on for the Warriors. As, Wi-Fi is acting up. Don't do that. No. Don't do that. Oh, come on. It's been so good today. That first pitch skips in the turf for ball 1. Looks like we're not dropping too many frames yet, but I'm a little concerned. I am recording this as always, so if things end up cutting out, then I'll have a recording. That pitch in there, strike 1. At the plate right now, the shortstop, number 9, Elias Brendel. Runners at first and second with nobody out. Right as the Wi-Fi starts acting up. And Brendel laces one into center field. It's a fast one, and so the runners are going to hold, but that will load the bases with nobody out. Now batting, the designated hitter, number 22, Charlie Engelman. Engelman showed a lot of pop in his bat during the regular season as he takes strike 1 there. Was the only Brookline player with a home run and had a number of doubles as well. As that one is low, almost gets away from Bell, but he chases it down just barely to keep Sawada from racing home. Got to be careful. They've had one wild pitch get away already. And this one does get away. In comes Sawada. Brookline's on the board. It's like poetry. It rhymes. 3 years ago when the Brookline Warriors had their first playoff game down in Barnstable, They scored their first run on a wild pitch there as well. Owen Roach, then a senior, scored that run and started Brookline off to a 6-0 win in that one. And now 2 more runs, or at least one coming in. 1 run comes in. Siegel in to score off the RBI single from Charlie Engelman. Just like that, a quick 2-0 lead for the Warriors. Now up the catcher, number 17, Avery Melton. Melton, the team leader in RBI in the regular season, as the first pitch misses for ball 1. Looks like the Wi-Fi has righted itself just in time for the scoring to get started for the Warriors. Reaches low and hits a grounder over to second, flipped to second for 1, on to first. And the double play is turned. A run does come in to score. Brendel comes home, but not the way Brookline would have liked to score that run, as he comes in on a 4-6-3 double play. Now batting, the left fielder, number 21, Hugh Bollinger. First pitch catches the low corner, strike 1. That one comes in high, ball 1. 1-1, the count to Bollinger. That one outside, ball 2. Bollinger, like many Warriors players, saw his numbers get out to a really hot start in the first half of the season. Saw those numbers take a bit of a dip by the end, as that's outside, ball 3. He had just 1 walk the entire season, which is why the batting average and on-base percentage are so close to each other. But he takes a free pass there. A 2-out walk for Hugh Bollinger. And now coming up, the first baseman, number 16, Adam Rosenblatt. Rosenblatt had a very explosive game in the regular season finale here at Parsons against Framingham, as he takes strike 1 there. And as a result of that big day, going 3 for 3 with a triple and 2 singles, and the fact that just crossed him over the 20 plate appearances threshold, which is when I start measuring the averages, he actually finished the season leading the team in all 3 slash line categories, as Bollinger dives head first for a successful steal of second. That was a high pitch, almost a little too high, but still gave the catcher Bell a chance to try and catch Bollinger, but he slides in safe as Rosenblatt chases that one low for strike 2. 1-2, the count to Rosenblatt. 2 down, runner at second. That one misses just barely, ball 2. That one catches the inside corner, strike 3. Rosenblatt down on strikes to end the inning, but Brookline with a productive first frame. They take a 3-0 lead over the Bengals to start. It'll be the 4, 5, 6 hitters due up for Diman. Cole Andrade, Jacob Almeida, and Robert Leach. as Nico Hart, after putting the Bengals down in order in his first inning on the mound, now comes back out on the mound with a lead to work with. You know, I mentioned one of our baseball grandmas in the live chat, Mary Walker. We've actually got another one of our baseball grandmas who would normally be in the live chat, but today she's actually here in the stands. Ran into her earlier. Barbara Jo Metzger is here, along with Uncle Mike, here in the stands, getting to watch her grandson, Keenan Sawada, and all the rest of her baseball grandsons out here in the playoffs. Because personally, I love this running tradition we've got of our baseball grandmas in the live chat. I love it so much. I like to imagine you guys have adopted this entire team as your grandsons. Maybe that's just me. I'm a sentimental fool. Leading off for Diman here in the top of the second, the first baseman, number 22, Cole Andrade. First pitch from Hart is in there, strike one. Ooh, that one hits him. We're seeing a number of hit-by pitches early in this one. That is the third one we've seen between these two teams, as Andrade gets a free pass to first. Now batting the center fielder, number 9, Jacob Almeida. First pitch, lines it out to right, picked up by the right fielder, tried to throw for second, but no chance, as that'll simply be a single. So Diman gets off to a good start here in the top of the second. They're trying to answer back after Brookline's 3-run inning back in the first. Now with runners at first and second and nobody out, up comes the third baseman, number 4, Robert Leach. First pitch skips in the turf for ball 1. That one hits the zone, strike one. We see the third baseman, Felix Hom, covering very close to the bag, possibly for a potential force at third should there be a grounder or a steal attempt. They try and pick off Andrade at second, but he dives back safely. This one blooped out to shallow right. Sawada on his horse, chases it. No! Popped out of his glove, and it was in fair territory. Andrade holds at third as it was backed up by Hoffman. Boy, that would have been an amazing, highlight-worthy catch if Sawada had held on to that ball. But instead, that one will simply go down as a single, although the umps are conferring to make sure that was hit in fair territory. And they confirm it was. So Leach does get the bloop single out to right. And just like that, the Bengals have loaded the bases with nobody out, just as Brookline did in the bottom of the first. Now batting the left fielder, number 16, Levy Russell. First pitch in there, strike one. This one's a dribbler over to the pitcher. Hart picks it up, throws to home. to get the lead runner on the force. And that does prevent a run and get one out on the board on the 1-2 fielder's choice. Bases are still loaded, but now one out as up comes the designated hitter, number 2, Mason Valuis. First pitch in there, strike one. That one low, ball one. That's a low ball two. Hart has to be careful. Any free passes issued would bring in a run with the bases loaded. That one just misses and the swing was checked, ball three. Valuis one ball away from a bases loaded walk to get Diman on the board. That one just misses high, and it is ball four. And the Bengals are on the board with a bases loaded walk by Mason Valuis. Jacob Almeida in to score. Now batting the right fielder, number 7, Charlie Vernon. This one chopped, going to stay in the infield. Brendel calls it and takes it for out number 2. So a big second out get there. That does not move the runners, and now we cycle back to the top of the order with the catcher, number 1, Byron Bell. Bell, his last time up, he grounded out back to the pitcher. First pitch in there, strike one. It's a 3-1 lead for Brookline right now, as this one comes in high for ball one. Bell trying to keep this rally going for Diman. Hart trying to get out of the jam with minimal damage. That one is low for ball two. This one's hit, and it's right back to Hart once again. Throws to first, and that's out number 3. A rough start, but a valiant finish to the top of the second for Nico Hart and the Brookline defense. One run comes in on a bases-loaded walk, but Brookline still holds the advantage 3-1 going into the bottom of the second. And boy, that has got to feel good for Brookline to get your own bases loaded situation and get 3 runs on the board. Then your opponent gets a bases loaded situation. You hold up just 1, with the only run scoring on a base on balls. It'll be the 8-9-1 hitters coming up for Brookline as Tanyan Reese back on the hill for his second inning of work for the Bengals. And oh my gosh, we actually do have Barbara Jo Metzger in the live chat. Go Warriors from Grandma, usually in Buffalo, New York, but right in Boston at the game. So is my brother Michael at the game today, and it was so great to actually meet you, Jesse. You're the best, man. Aw, you guys are the best, honestly. We start the bottom of the second, and it's a hit by pitch. I was reading the live chat. I didn't even get a chance to put Felix Ham's stats or even announce his name. As the third baseman, number 13, Felix Ham, draws a first pitch hit by pitch. And just like that, another leadoff batter aboard. Now batting, the right fielder, number 15, Owen Hoffman. Shows bunt, but fouls it off, strike one. So between these two teams, 4 combined hit by pitches. 3 of them from Reese here, as he's had a little bit of struggles with control to start this one. Shows bunt, pulls it back for a high ball, but the runner took off, and he gets picked off. Ham took too big of a jump off of first in anticipation of the sac bunt and did not get back in time. Hoffman swings and misses, strike 2. So the sac bunt strategy backfires horribly for Brookline there. As that one's going to miss for ball 2. Hoffman lifts one out to center, and it's over the head of the center fielder. He misplayed it. Hoffman racing down to second. Center fielder stumbled and fell, but Hoffman slides in cleanly to second. That's one of those, I'm going to have to go back and see how they scored it, because it was badly misplayed by the center fielder, which would make you think it's an error, but technically his glove didn't touch it. And generally those kind of plays don't get errors. They're just given base hit calls. If the latter is the case, that is a double for Owen Hoffman. And now he cycled to the top of the order with second baseman, number 5, Keenan Sawada. Fouls that one up the first base line, strike 1. Sawada was hit by a pitch his last time up and came in to score Brookline's first run on a wild pitch. That one high and away, ball 2. That one skips in, ball 3. Chases that one low. And I couldn't tell if they were calling it a foul ball or a wild pitch. Looks like they say he did not get a piece of it. It'll simply be a swinging strike 2, and Hoffman will take third on the wild pitch. Payoff pitch here, and gets a piece of it. So that time chasing low does pay off for Sawada as he stays alive at a full count. And laces one out to center. That's going to drop in for a hit. Hoffman is taking off. It was a late break for the plate, but he is still going to score as the pitcher cut off the throw. Keenan Sawada with the RBI single. Four to one. Brookline now leads here in the bottom of the second. Up comes the center fielder, number 14, Harrison Siegel. First pitch grounds it hard up the third base line for strike one. Last time up, Siegel drew a hit by pitch, later came in to score. Sawada taking off for second, and the throw skips in. Easy take for Sawada. It's a 1-1 count to Siegel now with a runner in scoring position and one out here in the inning. And he bounces one foul up the third base side again. That'll be strike two. One and two, the count to Siegel. Oh my God, was he hit again? Twice in one day, Harrison Siegel gets plunked once again. And Elias Brendel will come up to the plate once again with Sawada at second and Siegel at first. That is the fourth hit by pitch thrown by Reese so far today in what is so far 1 1/3 innings of work. Another meeting at the mound. In the live chat, I see Greg Hoffman with a simple "Let's go Warriors." And it looks like they are bringing in a new pitcher. So number 10 coming to the mound now for Diman. That is Zachary Lavoie. So Tanyan Reese lasts just 1 1/3 innings. Gives up 4 runs. I think all of them will go down as earned runs. Again, depends on how they score that hit by Owen Hoffman, whether they score that a double or an E8 will determine whether or not it's 3 earned runs or 4 earned runs for Reese. And of course, he leaves 2 inherited runners for Lavoie here. So the new pitcher takes over on the hill. Now coming to the plate for Brookline, the shortstop, number 9, Elias Brendel. That pitch high and in, ball 1. Brendel, his last time up, got a single to center, which loaded the bases at the time. He later came in to score himself. That one outside, ball 2. It can be so tough as a relief pitcher in high school. You're often coming in such a tough situation, and it feels like you have no time to find your rhythm and find the strike zone. That one does find the zone for strike 1. That one's going to be a high ball 3. 3-1, the count to Brendel. Runners at first and second, 1 out here in the bottom of the second. And that's a high ball 4. So Brendel once again loads the bases, this time with a walk. And once again coming to the plate with the bases juiced is the designated hitter, number 22, Charlie Engelman. Engelman had a 1-run single his last time up. First pitch, that one does curve in, strike 1. That one way high for ball 1. Sawada, the last time he was on third base, scored off a wild pitch. As that one misses low and away for ball 2. Uh-oh. Boy, every time around when they're doing this, Wi-Fi starts acting up a little. Come on now, get it back. Recover. Chases that one, strike 2. Okay, looks like our Wi-Fi's recovered. We're having these brief blankouts, and I'm hoping no big plays have been cut out as of yet. And he hits a dribbler up the third base side, picked up by Leach. He decides to throw to first and does get Engelman at first. But the speed of Sawada turns that into an RBI ground out. Sawada, his second run scored of the day. Engelman, his second RBI. Now coming to the plate, the catcher, number 17, Avery Melton, as he takes strike 1. Runners at second and third with 2 down here in the bottom of the second. Check swing there, ball 1. Melton, his last time up, did bring in a run, but brought it in when he grounded into a double play, so no RBI on that hit. Now facing a 1-1 count, takes strike 2. That one bounces, is blocked by Bell. It'll simply be ball 2. Goodness, all these brief cutouts, so obnoxious. That one gets away. Siegel racing to the plate, and he scores. Harrison Siegel, the second Brookline run to come in on a wild pitch. And now a full count to Melton with 2 down and a runner at third. And that drops in low for ball 4. Melton draws the free pass. And a brief timeout as they bring in the courtesy runner for Melton, number 8, Ben Doctoroff. Runners at the corners, 2 down for the left fielder, number 21, Hugh Bollinger, as he takes strike 1. Bollinger, his last time up, drew a walk, stole second, but was left stranded. Fouls that one off, strike 2. Runner taking off for second, and they're just going to let him. Pitch itself was a high ball 1. And with a runner at third, they decided not to risk it. So now runners at second and third. Swing and a miss, and Bollinger goes down on strikes. So at the end of 2, our score here in the preliminary round, Brookline 6, Diman 1. So I'm not sure what's causing some of the Wi-Fi cutouts. And I apologize for that. I'm not sure if it's the heat or what. As the weather's getting warmer here, the breeze is kind of dying down on us. Now we're getting temperatures in the mid-70s. And that sometimes causes things to heat up a little bit. And that might cause my phone's Wi-Fi hotspot to act up just a little. Couple notes in the live chat from Alan Rosenblatt. Ellen and Alan Rosenblatt, go Warriors from Nana and Grandpa. And from Greg Hoffman clarifying that they scored Owen's hit as a double and not an E8. I thought that might have happened. Usually when it doesn't, hit the glove, they score it as a hit rather than an error. At the plate now is Samuel Perry as he lifts one deep out to left. Bollinger back, he's under it, and he's got it for out number 1. So a quick 1-pitch out as Perry flies out to left. Now batting, the second baseman, number 3, Matthew Almeida. Shows bunt, but fouls it off. Strike one. Just trying to sneak one past the defense. No dice there. That's a high ball one. Almeida, his last time up, grounded out to first. That one comes in around the feet for ball two. 2-1, the count to Almeida. That's another low one, ball three. That one does hit the zone for strike two. That one foul tipped, stays alive, 3-2. So a full count here to Almeida, one out, base is empty. And he lifts one. That's going to be foul and out of play down the left field side. Count remains full. This one's a grounder. Over to second, picked up by Sawada, thrown to first, in time for out number two. It's two down here in the third now. Coming up, the first baseman, number 22, Cole Andrade. Or it might be Andrade, I'm not sure. First pitch missed, ball one. Andrade, his last time up was hit by a pitch. Got thrown out at home on a fielder's choice. Swing and a miss there, strike one. This one lifted deep to right, Hoffman back, and Siegel slides for the grab out in center field. A highlight-worthy snag by Harrison Siegel. And Brookline again puts the Bengals hitters down in order. Boy, I hope the Wi-Fi was at least good for that one. It's been kind of a bear this past inning. I'm hoping it corrects itself. The weather is heating up a bit. We do have a bit of a breeze coming through, which might help. Move to the bottom of the third. Brookline still up 6-1. Lavoie back on the hill as he will face the bottom of the Brookline lineup, the 7, 8, 9 hitters, Rosenblatt, Hom, and Huffman. Boy, I was following that last fly ball from right to left, and so I saw Hoffman chasing after it. I thought that it was going to be going more towards the right side, closer to the right field part of right center, but it ended up being within the range of Harrison Siegel. Okay, KP87 helping me out with the pronunciation. It is Cole Andrade. And then from Matthew Walker, go Warriors, Uncle Matt in Cleveland, Ohio. Now leading off for the Warriors here in the bottom of the third, the first baseman, number 16, Adam Rosenblatt, as he takes strike one. That one high and away, ball one. That one way high, ball two. Rosenblatt, his last time up, struck out looking to end the bottom of the first, now facing a 2-1 count here to lead off the bottom of the third. And that's a high ball three. That one in the zone, strike two. And that's a low ball four. Adam Rosenblatt with a leadoff walk. Looks like we're starting to have some more Wi-Fi cutouts. Just can't catch a break here on the technology side. Now batting for Brookline, the third baseman, number 13, Felix Hom. That's going to be a high ball one. And he lifts one over the third baseman into left. That'll be a clean base hit. Felix Hom, who had dropped into such a tough slump in the second half of the season, gets a nice hit there to put runners at first and second. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. Now batting the right fielder, number 15, Owen Huffman. Shows bunt, pushes the bunt right into the waiting glove of Lavoie, and again, the sack bunt strategy backfires for the Warriors, as they'll be out number one. Now batting the second baseman, number 5, Keenan Sawada. He briefly shows bunt, pulls back, and that'll be ball one. Sawada is the kind of speedy runner that could sneak a full bunt single past the defense rather than just a sack bunt. But you can only really pull that sneak. No, he's going to pull it again. And it's going to get away from the pitcher, and it's an easy bunt single for Keenan Sawada. Putting on the speed to load the bases off a bunt single. And now with the bases juiced and one out here in the bottom of the third, up comes the center fielder, number 14, Harrison Siegel. Siegel reaches low, hits a grounder to third. Leach comes home, gets one out, and the fielder's choice will get a big second out there for Diman on the 5-2 fielder's choice. Now batting with the bases loaded and two down, the shortstop, number 9, Elias Brendel. First pitch, it's a grounder up the middle, snagged by the second baseman and flipped to second for out number 3. And Diman gets out of the bases loaded jam with a pair of fielder's choice groundouts. So Brookline threatens but unable to score this time. But through 3, they still hold a sizable lead over Diman, 6-1. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 hitters due up for the Bengals. Jacob Almeida, Robert Leach, and Levy Russell. My apologies again for the Wi-Fi connectivity problems. As it is, I'm probably going to be uploading a recorded version of this later tonight. Leading off for Diman, the center fielder, number 9, Jacob Almeida. First pitch is a grounder, picked up by Hom, thrown to first, and a quick first out in the top of the 4th. Now batting the third baseman, number 4, Robert Leach. First pitch hits the zone, strike 1. Leach got a single his last time up, and he hits one up the middle for another single as the Bengals have a runner aboard. Now batting the left fielder, number 16, Levy Russell. Russell grounded into a 1-2 fielder's choice at home his last time up. First pitch misses, ball 1. Throw to first. Runner dives back safe. This one low for ball 2. 2-0 the count to Russell. That one does hit the zone, strike 1. That one skips in, ball 3. Three and 1, the count. Throw to first. Runner back safe. One down, runner at first here on the top of the 4th. Runner's taking off, but it was ball 4. That one misses low, and Russell gets the free pass. Now batting, the designated hitter, number 2, Mason Valois. Valois, his last time up, drew a bases-loaded walk to drive in what is so far the only run for Diman. First pitch skips in the turf, ball 1. Swing and a miss there for a strike, throw down to second, but Leach gets back safely. Tried to go for the pickoff there, but no dice. That one gonna miss, slow, ball 2. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 2-2 now, the count to Valois. Runners at first and second, 1 out. And that's going to be a high ball 3. That one fouled off, and Valois stays alive at 3-2. Oh, that was in the zone, strike 3. Boy, a lot of people were shocked at that one. That might have just been Melton losing track of the ball for framing, as that looked for sure like it was going to be called low and away. Instead, it's called that it caught the corner for strike 3, and that's 2 down here in the top of the 4th. Meeting at the mound with Hart. As he gets ready to face the 9th hitter and the Bengals batting order. The right fielder, number 7, Charlie Vernon. Vernon popped out to short his last time up. Runners at first and second, 2 down. And he slices one high, out to shallow left. A few players on their horse, and couldn't make the catch. Hugh Bollinger laid out for that one, but could not reach it. It'll simply fall for a foul ball and strike 1. That one's going to be a high ball 1. That one curves in nicely for strike 2. Hart ahead in the count, 1-2. Trying to get out of this inning with no score. That's a high ball 2. That ball did not break, and Vernon did not bite on it. Ooh, did he go around on that one? No, and both runners will advance on the wild pitch. Full count now with 2 outs and runners at second and third. Diman threatening to try and cut into that Brookline lead. And Vernon catches a piece of that one to stay alive with a 3-2 count. That one comes in low, and Vernon battles his way to a walk. So we cycle back around to the top of the order with the bases loaded and 2 down. Now coming up, the catcher, number 1, Byron Bell. Bell has grounded out back to the pitcher both of his last 2 times up. First pitch is in there, strike 1. And that's a high ball 1. That's strike 2. Last time Hart had this count, he let it get away from him for the walk. Can't afford to give up any free passes here, as that's a high ball 2. 2-2, the count to Bell, bases loaded, 2 down. And this one lifted foul. Diman's been giving it a real battle at the plate the last couple of hitters, not giving Hart any easy outs. A lot of foul balls to stay alive. And that's a low ball 3. Hart has walked 2 batters already this inning, 1 more ball, and that will not only be his 3rd walk of the inning, but that'll be a bases-loaded walk that'll bring in another run for the Bengals. Strike 3, catches the outside corner and gets out of the jam unscathed. That one as close can get. Nico Hart living on the edge with that payoff pitch. We move to the bottom of the 4th now with the score, Brookline 6, Diman RVT 1. Brookline will be sending their 4, 5, 6 hitters to the plate, Engelman, Melton, and Bollinger. During this break between the top and bottom of the 4th inning, I'd like to take a moment to direct your attention to a helpful link in the description section of this video where you can donate to the At Bat for Brookline Booster Club to help support Brookline High Baseball financially. Be sure to check that out in the description section. In the live chat, I got another pronunciation correction from KP87, letting me know that Russell's first name is pronounced Levi, like the jeans. I had been pronouncing it Levy. That's my bad. And then one of our regular viewers for the summer season, Kim Chung Sik, in the live chat saying, "Let's go Warriors. Nico, you are the man." Former Warrior family from California. Thank you so much for tuning in, Chung Sik. I think I saw that that KC had his senior year this year. Congratulations to him on a great high school career. Leading off for Brookline here in the bottom of the fourth, the designated hitter, number 22, Charlie Engelman. First pitch fouled off, strike one. Engelman 1 for 2 so far with 2 RBI, but no chance for an RBI here unless he somehow sends one over the fence, which is highly unlikely at this college park. Fouls that one off, strike two. I mean, I guess the parts in straightaway left and right are shorter here than they are at Warren. Warren's got those really weird field dimensions. I mean, I don't remember the exact dimensions off the top of my head, because how would I remember those random dimensions that Warren has? Hard grounder over to short, fielded cleanly, thrown to first for out number one. So one down, now up the catcher, number 17, Avery Melton. Melton 0 for 1 so far today with a walk and a ground into a double play as he takes strike one there. That one misses, ball one. That one comes in low, ball two. That one curves in, strike two. This one hit over to second, fielded, thrown to first for out number two. So back-to-back ground outs. And I'll tell you, through the first three innings, Brookline has gotten multiple base runners on every inning. But now, excuse me. Now 2 quick outs to start. Now at the plate, the left fielder, number 21, Hugh Bollinger, as he takes ball one. Bollinger 0 for 1 so far today with a walk and a strikeout. Lifts this one out to right. Right fielder chasing it, sliding catch, could not be made. Vernon almost had that one, but not quite. And that'll be strike one. Boy, we've seen a couple of balls that were almost highlight-worthy catches, but just weren't quite. Keenan Sawada laid out for that ball in shallow right field a couple innings back that he just couldn't secure in his glove. And that one is Bollinger rips one right to the second baseman, and that will end the inning. Brookline goes down in order in the bottom of the fourth. Through 4, our score. The Brookline Warriors 6. The Diman RVT Bengals 1. All right, we now start the top of the 5th. Leading off, the shortstop, number 11, Samuel Perry, as he lifts one to straightaway center. And it's an easy grab for Harrison Siegel for a quick 1-pitch out. Sorry about that. So 1 down quick here in the top of the 5th. And that first pitch comes in low for ball 1. Now batting the second baseman, number 3, Matthew Almeida. And he hits one. That's going to drop into left for a single. So 2 very quick and at-bats. Now batting the first baseman, number 22, Cole Andrade. Andrade, his last time up, flew out to center to end the top of the 3rd. Before that was hit by a pitch to lead off the 2nd. Throw back to first, and Almeida gets back safely. Another throw back to first, and again, Almeida gets back. This pitch is fouled off, and that'll be strike 1. This one lifted back to straightaway center, caught again by Siegel. Throw back to first. Not able to get the pick off. Would have been incredible if he had, but does get out number 2. So now 2 down, runner at first. Up comes the center fielder, number 9, Jacob Almeida, and he lifts the first pitch he sees. Going to stay in the infield, and it's caught by Brendel for out number 3. So the top of the 5th finished in short order as we now move to the bottom half. So a quick top of the 5th inning. We move to the bottom of the 5th. Brookline took an early lead with 3 runs in each of the first 2 innings and have stayed in control since. The winner of this game will advance into the round of 32, where they will take on the top-seeded Eagles of BC High. That game will happen tomorrow night at 6. Now leading off for Brookline here in the bottom of the 5th, the first baseman, number 16, Adam Rosenblatt. Rosenblatt takes ball 1 to the outside. Rosenblatt 0 for 1 so far today with a walk and a strikeout as he takes low ball 2 there. Lavoie has actually been doing a pretty strong job in relief after taking over for the starter, Tanyan Reese. But that's ball 3 there. That one does hit the zone for strike 1. That one also hits the zone, strike 2. That one is fouled off, and Rosenblatt stays alive at 3-2. And that's a high ball 4. Another free pass down to first for Adam Rosenblatt, his second of the game. And now coming up the third baseman, number 13, Felix Hom. Hom 1 for 1 so far today with a single and a hit by pitch, as takes high ball 1 there. Well, Hom has been on base twice. He hasn't scored yet, but he's going to be on base for a 3rd time. His second single of the day goes through the left gap. And Brookline's got runners at first and second to start the bottom of the 5th. Now batting the right fielder, number 15, Owen Hoffman. First pitch inside, ball 1. That pitch misses, ball 2. Hoffman, his last 2 times up, he originally came up with the strategy of sack bunting, and both times that didn't end up working out. The first time it resulted in Hom getting picked off at first, but Hoffman still got a double to center and later came in to score as he takes ball 3 there. The second time he did lay up a bunt, but the fact that it was laid up instead of laid down resulted in a pop out to the pitcher. Takes that one all the way for strike 1. They're not trying to have him bunt this time, as he takes ball 4 there and loads the bases. So the bottom of the order loads the bases with nobody out, as we cycle back to the top with the second baseman, number 5, Keenan Sawada. Oops. Meeting at the mound with Lavoie. I mentioned the job he has done. Came on in the second inning after 4 runs had already been scored by Brookline, allowed 2 inherited runners to score, but no runs have been credited to him as of yet, as he has pitched 2 2/3 so far. But now with the bases loaded and nobody out, he's in a jam here. First pitch to Sawada in there, strike 1. Sawada so far today, 2 for 2 with 2 singles, a hit by pitch, a run scored, and an RBI. Hits a high hopper back to the pitcher, but he dropped it. Picks back up, throws home. Gets him at the plate just barely. Adam Rosenblatt thrown out at the plate on the 1-2 fielder's choice, despite the bobble by Lavoie. Now up, the center fielder, number 14, Harrison Siegel. First pitch, he hits a grounder past a diving third baseman, and it deflected off his glove away from the shortstop. 1 run in, and Hoffman races around third and in to score. 2 runs in, and that's another play where I'm going to have to check what Game Changer said. You might be able to score that a single. It was a tough reach for Robert Leach at third, but since it went off his glove, you could potentially call it an E5. If it's a single, that's 2 RBI for Harrison Siegel, as that first pitch is inside for ball 1, and Sawada and Siegel both steal. At the plate is the shortstop, number 9, Elias Brendel, as that one is blocked by Bell after skipping in the turf. And that'll be ball 2. Brookline leading 8-1. And now at this current situation, you have to wonder about the mercy rule. I'm not sure if they still have mercy rule in the playoffs, but if they do, then in that case, the winning run would be at the plate, as Brendel fouls that one off for strike 1. The mercy rule in the regular season, at least, is, 10 runs after 5 innings, which would be the case if Brookline were to score 3 more times. But again, I don't know if the rules are different in the playoffs. As Brendel lifts that one out to right, that's going to drop in. Sawada was a little late to take off, and Siegel is sprinting in right behind him. Siegel had no doubt and was not playing it safe, as 2 runs come in off the 2-run single from Elias Brendel. Brookline on the verge of making this a double-digit ball game. Sawada and Siegel both come in to score. It was kind of fascinating to see. Sawada decided to play it safe on that line drive out to right field, and with his speed, he kind of had the room to do so, to, you know, not take the risk of being picked off because he knew he could score from that distance even with the late break. Meanwhile, Siegel just throwing all caution to the wind and taking off like a bullet, and so he was coming in just a couple of feet behind Sawada. And I think we are going to have another relief pitcher come in for Diman. This appears to be number 16, Levi Russell. Who will be taking over on the mound for Lavoie. So Lavoie, who had no runs credited to him before this inning, lets up 4. As he gets ready to face the Brookline designated hitter, number 22, Charlie Engelman. Hey, does anyone know if Mercy Rule still applies in the playoffs? Does Mercy Rule still apply in the playoffs? Well, I guess we might find out. Good to see you guys again. So now batting for the new pitcher. Coming to the plate for Brookline is the designated hitter, number 22, Charlie Engelman, as he takes ball 1 inside. So I don't know whether or not Mercy Rule still applies in the playoffs. But if Brookline scores another run, we will certainly find out. That one fouled off for strike 1. Brendel at first. Engelman, he does have 2 RBI today, but with just a runner at first, not a great chance to bring in one, especially not on that one. Hits a chopper, flipped to second for 1, on to first, not in time, as Engelman reaches on the fielder's choice. So a 6-4 fielder's choice results in the second out of the inning. Runner at first, 2 down. Up comes the catcher, number 17, Avery Melton. That pitch hits the zone, strike 1. That one fouled off, strike 2. Melton lifts one through the left gap, and the rally continues for the Warriors with a 2-out single by the catcher. Runners at first and second now. And it looks like they're not putting in the courtesy runner for Melton this time, as up to the plate comes the left fielder, number 21, Hugh Bollinger. That one catches the low corner, strike one. Lead runner in scoring position now. Engelman may not be the fastest Brookline runner on the base paths, but a base hit to the outfield could potentially bring him in, but that's going to be a pop fly. Out shallow left, called for and caught by Perry for out number 3. So Brookline even more firmly in control now as they nearly double up their lead. Our score after 5, Brookline 10, Diman 1. During this break between the 5th and 6th innings, I'd like to take a moment for a local charity spotlight. I'd like to tell you about Brookline Cares. Brookline Cares is a volunteer organization run by Brookline High School students which seeks to raise awareness and funds to help people experiencing homelessness. Brookline Cares works closely with an organization called the Empowerment Plan. The Empowerment Plan hires and trains those experiencing homelessness to manufacture their special type of coat, known as the Empower Coat, which can double as a sleeping bag. The coats help to keep those struggling with homelessness warm during the colder months, while the jobs manufacturing those coats can help break the cycle of homelessness through gainful employment. Over the past 3 years, Brookline Cares has purchased and distributed over 200 Empower coats and 1,000 pairs of Bombas socks to local community organizations and emergency departments that care for the homeless, and you can help them bring more warmth to those in need. Down in the description section of this video, you can find a couple of links. The first one on classy.org, where you can donate money to the Brookline Cares team, supporting their efforts to purchase more Empower coats. You can also find another link to Brookline Cares' own website on wixsite.com, where you can find out more about the organization and how you can contact them. So be sure to check out those 2 links in the description section down below. Nico Hart back on the mound for his 6th inning of work. No reason to go to the bullpen at all. Hart has been pitching very well today, and Brookline firmly in control of this one, leading 10-1 going into the top of the 6th. Leading off for Diman, the third baseman, number 4, Robert Leach. First pitch, grounder off the mound, diving snag could not be made, as I think we can pretty safely score that one a single for Leach. Would have been a very impressive play by either middle infielder if they had made it. But no chance. Now batting the pitcher, number 16, Levi Russell. This pitch, a grounder over to second, hopped over by the base runner, and it hops away from the second baseman as Russell will reach on the E4. So runners at first and second to start the 6th inning, and now coming up to the plate, the designated hitter, number 2, Mason Valois. Unless we've got a pinch hitter here, which I think we do. Yes, we've got a pinch hitter here in place of Valois. This appears to be number 21, Aiden Mosher. First pitch to Mosher is going to miss, ball 1. This one lifted out to right. Chased down by Hoffman for the first out. Runner tags, heads down to third, dives in safe. But a nice recovery by Hoffman. Seemed like he might have initially broke the wrong way on the ball, but he recovered well to chase down that ball for out number 1. That does put runners at the corners as Leach advances to third. Now batting the right fielder, number 7, Charlie Vernon. And he lifts one over the outstretched glove of Hom at third, and Leach, holding onto his hamstring, comes in for a run for the Bengals. Oh, you don't like to see a player grabbing his leg there. Hopefully that young man is okay. As it is, Leach does score on the RBI single by Vernon. Now batting the catcher, number 1, Byron Bell. Runners at first and second, 1 out. And that's a low ball, 2. Shows bunt, pulls back, and it's ball 3. A pickoff throw to second, and they got him! Boy, that is the second time today that a team's attempt at a sac bunt has backfired because of a pickoff throw by the catcher, and this time it goes in Brookline's favor. The lead runner, Russell, picked off at second. But it's going to be a 4-pitch walk to Bell. So effectively the same situation as if Bell had just struck out. Still runners at first and second, but now 2 outs. Up comes the shortstop, number 11, Samuel Perry. That first pitch just misses ball 1. Perry, past couple of times up, was swinging on the first pitch he saw, flying out to the outfield. 0 for 3 so far today. Lifts one into foul territory, being chased by Bollinger, but it's out of play for strike 1. Boy, that one curved its way into the parking lot. A little too far to hit anyone's cars. We haven't had too many of those kind of foul balls that make you go, oh, shoot, where did I park? But, you know, still some baseball left. This one's a grounder over to short, fielded cleanly by Brendel and flipped second for out number 3. So Diman does get another run on the board. But Brookline's still firmly in control as we move to the bottom of the 6th. The score, Brookline 10, Diman 2. Couple of notes in the live chat from some familiar names. First from Amir Tomer saying, let's go Felix. Amir cheering on his fellow sophomore member of the class of 2026. Tomer, a member of the Brookline High boys volleyball team that won its own playoff opener just yesterday against Woburn in the round of 32. The Volleyball Warriors will be hosting 9th-seeded Lowell in the round of 16. I've been told that match is going to be next Tuesday. And then we've got an alum in the live chat, Ryan Kravitz, saying Nico Hart is my hero. Happy to see you tuning in and cheering on your former teammate in the live chat, Ryan. Hope you've been enjoying the game. There's been plenty for Brookline fans to enjoy in this one. I think about the only thing not to enjoy so far, aside from the fact that, Diman has scored it all, was the little Wi-Fi snafu we had in the middle of the game, which seems to have calmed down at this point. Fingers crossed. As Levi Russell returns to the mound for the Bengals, it'll be the 7, 8, 9 hitters for Brookline, Rosenblatt, Hom, and Hoffman. Leading off, the first baseman, number 16, Adam Rosenblatt. He lifts one high out to center. And it's a can of corn for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out to start the bottom of the 6th. Now coming up, the third baseman, number 13, Felix Hom. That pitch in there, strike 1. Hom 2 for 2 so far today with 2 singles and a hit by pitch and 1 run scored. He lifts one out to left, but this time the left fielder's under it for out number 2. So 2 quick outs to start the bottom of the 6th here. Now batting the right fielder, number 15, Owen Hoffman. First pitch, he hits a grounder, skips past Russell. He can't chase it down. And Hoffman legs out, kind of an awkward infield hit, maybe a reach on an E1, depending on how the scorekeeper is feeling. Probably going to be a single. Now coming up, the second baseman, number 5, Keenan Sawada. First pitch, high and away, ball 1. That one is going to miss outside, ball 2. That one hits the zone, strike 1. That one misses, ball 3. 3-1 the count to Sawada, 2 down, runner at first. 10-2 the Brookline lead. And that skips in for ball 4. Sawada gets a free pass, and now if both runners on the base paths score, we'll find out whether or not the mercy rule is still in play in the playoffs. Now batting the center fielder, number 14, Harrison Siegel, as he fouls off that first pitch for strike 1. His last time up, Siegel got kind of an infield hit. It was either a single or an E5, depending on how they scored it. And if it was scored a hit, he got 2 RBI. That one hits the zone, strike 2. Two strikes against Siegel now with 2 down and 2 runners on. That one misses. I think the count is 1-2, but it might be 2-2. I might have missed one. Siegel hits a grounder right to the shortstop. Thrown to first. Beats him there for out number 3. So no chance to find out if the mercy rule applies, as the Diman defense keeps Brookline just short of a double-digit lead. But still, 1 inning left to play. Brookline 3 outs away from advancing to the round of 32 and securing their first postseason victory since back when this year's seniors were just freshmen. Brookline has already had such a great season, their first winning season since 2019, their first playoff berth since 2021, and their first playoff berth, you know, in a year where not everyone made it since 2019 as well. And now they're looking for their first playoff win since that miraculous upset in Barnstable back in 2021. Leading off, the second baseman, number 3, Matthew Almeida. First pitch from Hart is a high ball 1. Nico Hart trying to finish the complete game, leave Brookline with their complete bullpen available for BC High tomorrow, as that one misses for a low ball 2. This one, a hard hit ball, snagged by Sawada, thrown to first, and that's out number 1. One down, and now up the first baseman, number 22, Cole Andrade. First pitch over his head, ball 1. And that one, he goes around, strike 1. That's a high ball 2. 2-1 the count. Reaches low, hits a bouncer, foul up the third base line, strike 2. This one lifted out to right. Hoffman on his horse. It drops in front of him, and that's going to be a 1-out single for Cole Andrade. So Diman not done yet. As now coming up, the center fielder, number 9, Jacob Almeida. First pitch, tips it, strike 1. A ground ball to the infield could potentially end this one if Brookline's able to turn a double play. But not on that pitch, high ball 1. Throw back to first, Andrade dives back safely. That one is a low ball, too. And Drade has been doing this thing where he fakes like he's taking off for second and then stops immediately. Maybe trying to throw off Hart's delivery. This one skied out to left, and that's going to go over Bollinger's head and drop in for another base hit. Throw comes to the infield, and it's going to be a double for Jacob Almeida, putting runners at second and third with one down here in the top of the second. Bollinger initially made a break to charge in on the ball, and that ended up being the wrong move as it went over his head. Second and third, one down. Up comes the third baseman, number 4, Robert Leach. Nice to see Leach back out there. It looked like he had come in to score holding onto his hammy his last time on the base paths. But he appears to be okay as he takes a low ball 1. Lines this one out to left. 1 run comes in. Almeida rounding third, heading for the plate, and the throw is wild as Leach takes off for second with a 2-run single. The Bengals not going down without a fight. And Brookline might potentially bring in a new pitcher to get these last 2 outs. Hart has lasted 6 1/3 so far. They're still comfortably in the lead by 6. But do you want to leave your starter in there until things get out of control? Brookline decides no. And Hart will come out of the game. 2 outs short of the complete game, but still a strong outing for his first career playoff start. The reliever brought on in place of Hart is number 24, Sasho Esch. Esch, during the regular season, made 7 relief appearances for Brookline, pitched 11 1/3 innings, had a team best 1.24 ERA with a whip of 1.76 and 11 strikeouts. So he was a very capable reliever for Brookline in the regular season. You know, not usually the guy they brought in to preserve a tight lead. That kind of situation was usually reserved for Elias Brendel. But Esch, still a strong reliever, and that shows in his numbers. Hart lasts 6 1/3 innings on the mound. 4 runs allowed.
Okay, Brookline.
Now at the plate, the pitcher, Number 16, Levi Russell. First pitch hits the zone, strike one. Runner at second, one out. That one runner on the base paths credited to Hart, as that's a high ball one. And that one's going to be inside, ball two. That one hits the zone, strike two. 2-2, the count to Russell here. Esch didn't like the pitch he was given there. Resets on the mound. And that's a high ball three. A full count now to Russell with one down and a runner at second. Brookline leads Diman 10-4. Swing and a miss. Esch with the breaking ball on the payoff pitch. And Brookline is one out away from their first playoff win in 3 years. Coming up for the Bengals, their last chance, number 21, Aiden Mosher. First pitch, it's a grounder, fielded by Hom. He's going to throw it to first, and it's dropped by Rosenblatt, and Mosher reaches on the error. Boy, that looks like it was going to be the last out of the ball game, but instead we continue. Now the next last chance for Diman, the right fielder, number 7, Charlie Vernon. First pitch gonna miss, ball one. This one hit right at home, and he catches it in the air, and that's your ball game. And Brookline wins. The Warriors advance to the round of 32 with their first playoff win in 3 years. The final score, the Brookline Warriors 10, the Diman RVT Bengals 4. And again, the poetry of it all. Brookline's last playoff win back in 2021 ended with a line out to the third baseman. And today, it also ends with a line out to the third baseman. With this win, Brookline advances. They will now face number 1 BC High in the round of 32 tomorrow on the road. I believe that one is scheduled for 6 p.m. Brookline High Athletics got a pretty crowded playoff schedule for tomorrow. I'm not sure I'll be able to be at that game, but we'll, see how things shake out. But for now, Brookline able to bask in a playoff victory here at Parsons. And Brookline with one of their best offensive outings all year. I think this is their highest scoring game since their 14-4 win against Cambridge Ringe all the way back during spring break. But that is going to do it for this one. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. My apologies that we had some Wi-Fi hiccups during some of Brookline's early offensive rallies. I'm going to upload a recorded version of this live stream later today, which should include everything without all the buffering. So I appreciate your patience with that. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this live stream, regardless of all the technical problems, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. We got a few different Brookline teams still in playoff contention right now. It's been a pretty productive spring season for the Warriors as a whole. So be sure to stay tuned for some more playoff action. Subscribing to the channel can help. Thank you to all those who brought the good vibes in the live chat today. If there's anything you'd like to say after this live stream is concluded, you can say it in the comment section down below. You can also go down below to the description section of the video where you can find some helpful links. A link where you can donate to the At Bat for Brookline Booster Club if you would like to support Brookline High Baseball financially. A couple links relating to our local charity spotlight, Brookline Cares, and a few links relating to me, which you can also see in the bottom right corner of your screen. My personal website, jessesports.com, where you can find out more about me, the freelance sports broadcasting services that I provide to various teams, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team. Also on there, you can see my email if you want to skip past all that stuff with my website and just contact me directly with any questions or requests you may have. And then below that, you can find the URL, the link to my Instagram account. If you would like to follow me on Instagram, I post highlights from previous live streams and the links for upcoming live streams on my Instagram, so be sure to follow me there. But for this live stream, that is going to do it. The final score, Brookline 10, Diman RVT 4. The Brookline Warriors secure their first playoff victory since 2021 and advance to the round of 32. One last note in the live chat from Larry Melton, a very simple way to go, Brookline. I think that about sums it up, and that's a good note to end on. From Parsons Field in Brookline, Massachusetts, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night. We had almost the full grandma squad.